Holy shit, that was so much talking and I feel like I fucking killed that. It's a very rare day that I kill it that way. Hey guys, so today's video is going to be my favorite makeup of 2018. This is going to be my most reached for makeup that I tried a ton of different things, and these are the items that I stuck with that travel with me, that I use as a constant, that if I need to go somewhere, these are the things that I will consistently reach for, and I know through and through that if I recommend these to you, that I fully stand behind all of these. I do love way more makeup than this. However, I had to really narrow it down to just at least 1 or 2 products in each category that I feel stand above everything else that I've tried. I don't want this video to be 2 hours long. I also wanted to be able to try the makeup on my face to give you a demo of how each product works while I'm talking about it. I obviously couldn't use everything listed here if there is more than one product that I love in each category, like foundation. I have 3 different foundations that I'm mentioning today, maybe 4. And I obviously was only able to use one, so I picked probably my most favorite one. A lot of these products are going to be repeats of things that you've heard me talk about around the year, but that is of course, because, you know, shit, you like something, you use it a lot, and I'm a creature of habit, and when I like something, I reach for it above everything else. So a lot of these products you've likely seen me talk about many times before. Before I get into the video, make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel. I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You guys can also follow me on all my other social media accounts, but the ones that I update the most often are Instagram and Twitter. Both of those are Raw Beauty Christie, and let's jump into the things that I think were some of the best makeup products that I was able to find in 2018. If you guys have been a subscriber of mine for any length of time, or if you're new here, or if you just don't know, I used to do my makeup completely differently. Over the last year, it has been the biggest transformation with makeup that I think I've had. I'm gonna link a video up here that you guys can click on the eye and it'll pop up, and that will be a video of how I used to do my makeup versus how I do my makeup now. Things have gotten very dewy in this bitch. I like my skin to be incredibly glowy, incredibly dewy, really fresh and natural looking. That's just the look that I go for. I find that for myself, I feel like my skin looks better throughout the day, and a lot of the products that I'm going to be featuring today do give that very dewy appearance, because for the first portion of the year, I'd say like the first quarter of the year, I was using powders, but then as the year progressed, I started getting more into cream product, more into that really dewy glow, and I just find for my skin personally, which I have about, I'd say like dry to normal, these products suit me the best. I just find that they work really well for me. And so I'm just gonna jump right into it. I'm gonna kind of go down the list of the way that I do my makeup, and I'm actually gonna start off with my favorite concealer of the year. I'm starting off with concealer because I prime my eyelids with concealer. And if you guys have followed me for any length of time, you know that this is my all-time favorite concealer, the Colourpop No Filter Concealer. This, I believe, made it into last year's favorites as well, and nothing has changed. I've tried multiple concealers over the year. Nothing has done it quite like these. There is a huge shade range with these concealers, which is fantastic because anyone of any shade can find a shade for them. They have a completely white concealer and it goes incredibly deep. There's a plethora of undertones. I feel like they really cater to a huge variety of skin tones, and Colourpop just kills it. I think these are like $6 a piece. They're super affordable. The big gripe that a lot of people have with them is that they do tend to dry down darker. I don't have any issue with that at all. I do find for myself personally that they dry down a bit darker, but that I like that. I go darker with my concealer anyway, so I don't really care. I've never had an issue with that. They don't look dry on my under eyes whatsoever. They cover everything. I think that the creamy formula of them is just fantastic. I think they're beautiful and wonderful, and that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm going to move into eye products now because we're just going to go down the phase. I always do my eyes first, and then I do my complexion second. I always do that because I like to do my eyes first in case there's any sort of fallout on my cheeks. I find for myself personally that when I do my eyes first, my makeup just looks much cleaner at the end. If you don't, hey, that's all you, baby. So the first eyeshadow that I'm going to speak about today that is going to come as no surprise to any of you, which is what I'm wearing on my eyes right now, is the Melt Cosmetics Gemini palette. This is probably my favorite, no, it is my favorite eyeshadow launch of 2018. The thing about this palette is I get about half use of it. There is a warm brown side and a green side. I've only used the green side once, but I've used the warm brown side more times than I can count. This is a palette that I've traveled with every time since I bought it. I wear it any day that I want my eyeshadow to be my ideal colors. The mustardy, dark, tawny brown shades in this palette are my absolute perfection in terms of color as far as eyeshadows are concerned. I just think that they are perfect. They're beautiful. They suit a plethora of skin tones. The thing about Milk Cosmetics shadows is that they are really creamy. They're very easily blended, and they are nice and deep. They don't create shades that just sort of muck up or disappear on the lids. I don't find that to be the case at all with these. I have no issues blending them. I think it's such a beautiful eyeshadow palette. I think it's so shitty that it went out of stock so quickly, but hopefully in the future we can either get an eyeshadow stack that's permanent with these same colors in it, or we could try to dupe it out somehow. But I just love this palette so much. If you got your hands on it, I wonder if you love it as much as I do. I just think it's a great palette. But if you were unable to get that, I think a second really good neutral eyeshadow palette that's in the same vein but very, it's different in the tones. It's not so mustardy, but more warm, is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. Now, I think this one is a really popular eyeshadow palette. I think it is very basic and neutral. Like, let's be honest with ourselves. It's warm toned shadows. These 4 shades down here, Burnt Orange, Sienna, Rustic, and Cypress Umber, are my 4 most used shades. I use this palette if I just want to grab something real quick that I know is going to work for me. I just think it's a good eyeshadow palette. I think it performs well. It's good for the everyday person wanting a warm, neutral eyeshadow look. It's very wearable. There's no crazy shades in here that you're gonna have to be like, oh, how am I gonna use that? You've got the warm browns on the bottom, but you also can use this mulberry shade with some of these pinker shades to get a little more of a pink look. I just think it's a really beautiful eyeshadow palette and one that I reach for often. I think my favorite colorful shades this year, I would have to say, came from my Sugarpill Pro palette. This is a palette that I customized myself on their website. The only downside, in my opinion, to Sugarpill is the price. These are so expensive, and if I am remembering correctly, they are around $10 to $12 per eyeshadow. That's insane. This is probably one of the more expensive palettes that I own, but the blendability of Sugarpill shadows is like nothing else. They get the most beautiful blendability. The colors are so vibrant. Their shades don't have a ton of fallout. They're not difficult to work with. They just provide a huge impact with such minimal effort, and that is what I'm going for when it comes to eyeshadows. I don't want to have to work my ass off to get the shadow to work. I just want it to work, and that's Sugarpill in my opinion. In the vein of eyeshadows, while we're talking about it, liquid eyeshadows were huge for me this year. Anytime I want an impact of glow, bright, glittery, gorgeous statement eyelids, I go for a liquid shadow. They are a game changer when it comes to just makeup in general. I find that when I used to have to use a glitter primer and powdery glitter, I found myself not using it, and then I was always going for matte eye looks or using just a shimmer shade and patting on it, but it wasn't giving me the impact that I needed. Glitter liquid shadows are such a huge addition to eyeshadow looks that I just feel like take the cake for this year. My 2 favorites being the PUR Cosmetics Eyelights. I also love the Colourpop Supernova shadows. However, I don't find I reach for the colors as often. This BH one specifically is the shade Gal Pal, and it is honestly so incredibly gorgeous. I'm wearing it on my eyes today, and it has a duochrome finish, which you can't see on camera, but it shifts from like this really warm gold to a warm green gold to like a purpley blue. It sounds odd, but it's not. It is truly gorgeous, and on the eyes it looks so stunning. It really pairs well with the Melt Gemini palette. Along that same vein, the STILA Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow liquid eyeshadows are a #1 for me. These take the cake as far as liquid eyeshadows are concerned. They are truly the best out there in my opinion. They are more beautiful than you can see on camera. Specifically, the shade Wanderlust has become a staple. When I want something on my eyes that's going to make people want to shit their pants when they're looking at me, that's Wanderlust. It is truly gorgeous. It's almost too beautiful. You cannot see it on camera because cameras are butt shit at picking up the beauty of liquid glitter shadows. But this one is, again, it has like a warm gold undertone that does reflect a bit pink and reflects a bit green, but not in a bizarre way, in a gorgeous way. These are such a beautiful formula. I don't get any fallout on my cheeks when I use them. I don't have any issues with them being too dry or flaky. They just glide on the skin. You can pat them out. You can leave them full pigment. I'm not kidding. They just are a game changer. You don't have to have a separate glitter adhesive. You just wipe it on your eyes and you're done, and then your eyes look like a beautiful diamond shimmering in the sunlight. There are a ton of other liquid glitters out there, but these are the two that I find make the biggest statement, and it's not just Wanderlust from STILA. The Diamond Dust is absolutely gorgeous. Bronze Belle is stunning. Honestly, I've never run across one that isn't beautiful. I just bought 5 more that are downstairs that are like their new flip. I don't know, I've never tried them before, but I'm gonna let you know if I like those as well. I'll be doing some eye looks with them soon, and I wanna see if I like them as much as the Glitter and Glow, because if I do, I am a happy lady. Lashes are a really tough category for me to mention because I wear almost a new pair every day. I always will be a huge ride or die fan of Koko Lashes in general. I don't even know what the lashes I'm wearing right now are. I could not tell you because literally my lashes just kind of sit around the house like this. So I'm like, oh, that pair matches, let's put it on. I have a ton of lashes that I love. This year, I've really been loving Koko Lashes. Again, they're like in the $6-ish range. They are really, really beautiful. They have a ton of different beautiful styles, and they last really long for an inexpensive price. They're also synthetic fibers. I have really been liking the Rouge and Rogue lashes. Were really, really beautiful this year. I've tried that brand and really, really like them a lot. I am liking the Makeup Shack's lashes a lot. PUR has beautiful lashes as well. There's just a ton of different brands out there that do an incredible job with lashes. So I don't have one brand that I stuck to this year. I was trying out a whole plethora of different types of lashes this year, and the only one I was incredibly disappointed by, I'm going to mention in my video that's upcoming, which is the most hated products of 2018. Oh, I also really liked Eldora Lashes, I think was a brand that came, and then Time LA. I've really been loving their lashes as well. The style Duchess is like Magnifico. I just have a huge amount of lashes that I've tried this year, and it's hard for me to recommend just one style or brand for you. For eyelash glue, for the majority of the year, I was using the Duo Lash Adhesive in the dark tone, but when I did run out of that, I was searching through my drawer and I found the PUR Cosmetics Adhesive, and you know what? It's really good. The only downside that I have to this so far is that my little brush tip in there, when I stuck it back in, it frayed so badly, and now it's just a frayed mess. I don't know if this happens to multiple people, but it's happened to me. I like this glue a lot though. It reminds me, like I've said in the past, of the House of Lashes glue. However, this one is not too sticky. It's like the perfect amount of stickiness. I have not had my lashes pull up at all, and I find applying them really easy. It dries faster than the Duo, and I've had less issues with it if I'm being honest. So I've really been liking the PUR Cosmetics Lash Glue. One more eye product, and this is my favorite eyeliner for the year. And I don't think this has changed from last year, and I can tell because it is absolutely tiny. And this is the Makeup Geek Full Spectrum Eyeliner Pencil in the shade Obsidian. Makeup Geek is currently in the middle of rebranding at the moment, so they are actually not selling this right now, which is really irritating. However, when I talked to Marlena about it, which is the owner of Makeup Geek, she said that during the rebrand, they're coming out with this in a retractable format so that you don't actually have to sharpen it, which I think is great. She said it's the same formula, which honestly, the formula of this is so good. It's very, very, very black. It's very, very creamy and smooth, and it just performs well. I find myself reaching for this over other ones that I have. I did just repurchase the LA Girl Glide On Gel Liner in the darkest shade, and I'm gonna try that when I kind of get low on this one, which I think we're low. I bought that only because they aren't currently selling this, so I needed to find a replacement, and that's the one I went with. That's another really good black eyeliner. It is unbelievably windy outside right now. Like, it looks like we're gonna have a friggin' hurricane. This has been happening so much lately. All right, we're gonna move into complexion now, and I'm gonna show you guys what my favorite foundations were for 2018. This is gonna come as no surprise to any of you. My #1 foundation for this year is L'Oreal Pro Glow Foundation. It's currently what I'm wearing on my skin right now. It gives the most beautiful coverage, the most beautiful, super glowy glow that I've ever had in a foundation. It doesn't last as long on the skin because it is so dewy, but for me, it is the most beautiful winter foundation. When my skin is a little more dry and I need that hydration added back in, L'Oreal Pro Glow is my #1. It is truly the most beautiful foundation for the winter time. Now, when I wear this in the summer, I do find that it is a little too oily on my skin, given that my skin is already so sweaty. When I'm sweaty, this is not the foundation that I want to wear because I just find it sweats right off my face. Like if I'm going to LA, I do not wear this because it's just too hot there for this to work for me. In those cases, I tend to gear more towards a Covergirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir foundation. This foundation is so beautiful in the summer and it's my go-to summer foundation. When it's hot outside and my skin does heat up with this on, it lasts all day for me. It just looks so stunning and dewy and gorgeous and beautiful. It has a natural finish to it versus this super glowy glow. I've worn it a ton in 2018, and as soon as the months started to get a little more dry and cold, that's when I switch over to Pro Glow. And every year I do this little flip-flop and it works beautifully. The reason that I know I need to switch is because about, I don't know, maybe it was like September and things started to cool down a bit. I started using my Vitalist Healthy Elixir like I was using every day, and it looked bad on my skin. And that's when I know I need to switch to Pro Glow because it starts to just look kind of dry and cakey. And the other months of the year, it does not, but it did for a second. So switch over to Pro Glow and I'm good to go. The other foundation that I wore the most this year was the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation, and I used the shade Ivory or Warm Ivory. This is the shade Ivory right here, and I've done a standalone review and wear test on this, but it is truly a beautiful foundation. For a stick foundation, which I hated for a long time, it's my favorite stick foundation I've ever tried. It gives a really gorgeous luminous finish to the skin and it's got a beautiful coverage. I think the main thing that I love about this foundation is that it's such quick application. You just swipe it all over your face, blend it out real quick and go. A big thing that I started doing in 2018 that I'm carrying with me for probably ever is using a brush to blend out my foundation. I was a beauty blender ass bitch for the longest time. I loved the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. The Flower Beauty Sponge was a huge one that I used for a lot of the year, but when I switched over to a brush, I just found my makeup application to be twice as fast, twice as easy, and not nearly what I thought it was going to be. I thought using a brush was going to be awful because I thought it was going to make my foundation streaky. Turns out I was using the wrong brush all along. When I switched and started using the IT Cosmetics Love is the Foundation brush, everything changed. It has a domed tip to it like this. It's in the shape of a heart, which makes zero difference at all to your makeup application. But this brush is so densely packed with beautiful, soft fibers that you don't have a streaky application. There is no issue with that at all. It blends so seamlessly and so beautiful. My makeup application has never been less frustrating to me than when using a brush. I think that the finish turns out more beautiful. My nose holds foundation better. It's less cakey. I have to use less product. And I thought that was the case with a sponge, but it turns out I just really prefer a brush right now. It may go back one day, but right now, you're my baby. I love you. So the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation though, blended out with a brush, really quick application. It's gorgeous. I have videos. I will link any video that I'm suggesting up in the eye so that after this video is done, you guys can watch and see those products in action if you are interested. I use that one more during like the spring, summer months. If it started to get too hot, I found it was melting off of my face a little much. So I was sticking with the Covergirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir. But if you are wanting just like a quick, beautiful foundation, it is more expensive, but it's stunning. Concealer for my face is the same as from priming my lids. It's the Colourpop No Filter, so we're gonna breeze on through that, but I'm gonna pop over to my favorite bronzers for the year. One of my most used bronzers for the entire year was the Hourglass Luminous Bronze Light Bronzer. And this is honestly suited for more, I would say, fair skin tones, fair to light. It's not a very deeply pigmented product. As you can see, I am wearing it on my skin right now, and it's a very light wash of bronze. It doesn't give you like a super contoured appearance because it's really, really, really difficult to overdo it with this product. I have a lot of Hourglass in here, don't I? This product is so stunning. It has, like it suggests in the name, a luminosity to it. It is not matte, but that's why I love it, because even though it does have luminosity in it, it doesn't look shimmery like you're putting highlight in your bronze areas. It just continues the luminosity throughout any area that you use it. As you can see, I like my skin to be really dewy in the center, and when you use this product, it carries the luminosity through areas where you've bronzed, like in my cheek area. It just is so beautiful. I used to be so afraid of bronzers that had shimmer in them. I thought they were hideously gross. If you like a really dewy finish, if you like to be matte, you probably will not like this because it is not matte in the slightest. It's not too shimmery. As you can see, it does have a bit of a reflective quality to it, and it's not that deep to where you aren't gonna overdo it in the pigment department. It just adds a beautiful bronze glow to the skin, and it is Such a beautiful product. For another glowy product, God, I like the glow if you couldn't tell. This is a product that Samantha introduced me to when we filmed our first collab video together, which again, I will link up here. That was so fun. She did on her channel like our go-to summer makeup looks. And a lot of the products I'm using today are actually featured in that video, so you can see how long I've been trying them. But she introduced me to this product in that video and I am obsessed with it. This is like nothing else I've ever used. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter for Superstar Youth Glow. And this product is like, again, nothing else I've ever tried in my life. It's a creamy, lotiony formula. I would never think to put a product like this on my face. And the first time I tried it in that video, I was blown away and I bought it immediately that evening and I've used it time and time again since then. This is the shade 2 Light and it is truly gorgeous. Now I'm going to talk about other highlights in this video and you'll see me applying them on the skin so that I can show you the difference in application and glow. It's like between a cream and a liquid because again, it is like such a lotiony formula. It is so unique but so gorgeous. The most amazing thing about this is that it is able to be applied over powder products without any issue. If I had already put like a powder highlight on and you want to just tap a little bit of this over top, perfectly fine. I've never had any issues with it. Looks so stunning. It is a more natural looking glow. It doesn't look so shimmery, so if you really hate a shimmery highlight, I think you'll like this. It does dry down, but it does stay somewhat tacky, so it's not completely, it's not matte to the touch or anything. It does stay tacky, which is something if you don't like with cream products, you may not like this, but it's not bad by any means. I think it's something that you need to swatch or at least try if you're interested. Truly beautiful. It's honestly such a cool product that I think is highly underrated and I don't see enough people trying it, and I think if you did, you'd be like, bitch. Speaking of bronzers, if you're looking for matte bronzers that are inexpensive, that are really good quality, and that I reach for more than anything else, it is my hideously disgusting looking BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Contour Palette. I was mixing paint on the back of this, so I really don't want to talk about it, but the product inside is where it shines. You get 10 different contour and highlight shades. These are my least used up here, but I mix a ton of these together and get a lot of use out of all of these. As you can see, it gears from really light skin all the way down to deep skin. The contour on this is not a contour. This is not a contour palette in my opinion. I've stated this a trillion times. This is a bronzer palette. It is very warm toned and you're not going to be happy with this if you're looking for a cool toned color. If you are then looking for a bronzer, these are so beautiful. They blend out beautifully. I find that if you're looking for a matte bronzer, look no further. This is like $10. It's so inexpensive. It might be a little bit more, but I mean, for what you get, it's just perfect. I bring it with me every time I travel. It's a beautiful product. If I'm going for more of a matte look, or if I don't want to necessarily use the Luminous bronzer, then I will always reach for my BH Studio Pro Contour Palette. On that same vein though, this is a new product that I have recently been introduced to from OFRA and I really like it. This is the OFRA Pro Boho palette and this is what it looks like here. You know what is so weird? My OFRA palette gets these little like white dots in it. Can you guys see that? I don't know what that is, but all of the matte shades have gotten these little white dots in it. I don't know what that is. It doesn't bother my eyes, it doesn't bother my face or anything like that. And if I kind of rub my finger over it, they go away. It's weird. In here, you have eyeshadows here and here. You have some cheek products here and here. You have a highlighter that's big, a highlighter that's small, and then a big bronzer shade. And I've gotten a ton of use out of this. I don't know if you can see, this got quite a big dip out of it. I also love that it has these glow products in it. OFRA highlighters, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, are so beautiful. And I've actually gotten a ton of use out of this palette. It's kind of your everything you need palette for a full face if you love a warm toned look. This is a beautiful eyeshadow shade. These are too. They're nice and deep. These are really nice and glowy. You can use these on the eyes as well. You can use this on the eyes or this on the face. These are nice and cool toned if you're not so into the warm. I just think it's a great palette. I really, really like it. And ever since I received it, I have used the crap out of it. All right, we are going to move into highlighters, because those are something that is so near and dear to my heart. The first highlighter that I'm going to speak about is one that launched this year and relaunched because of popular demand. That is the Anastasia Beverly Hills and Amrezy highlighter. Amra is an Instagrammer who has collaborated with ABH twice, I believe now. First on an eyeshadow palette way back in the day, and now on this highlighter. This highlighter is so unique in so many ways. It has a formula unlike any highlighter I've ever touched before, and in fact, unlike any product I've ever touched before. It has no fallout. The ability for it to have fallout is impossible, and I will show you in this brief demonstration. I don't know if you can see, but as I'm flicking this, there's no powder coming off of this because it can't. It's like a formula that's so unique is the only word I can use to describe it. It's not powdery at all. It gives such a wet, really dewy, really shimmery, gorgeous finish. I feel like this color is so universal. When I first saw this, I was not that impressed with it because I was using it with kind of the wrong brush. When I started using the BH Cosmetics 140 brush, it made such a huge difference into how this applies to my skin. Now it just looks like the most gorgeous, wet, champagne-y glow ever. I've seen this on very fair skin and it works. I've seen this on very deep skin and it works. It's just a beautiful formula, the most unique, the most gorgeous highlight. I bought 2 backups for in case something ever happens and this doesn't come back or they don't re-release this formula. And I've used the literal shit out of that. I travel with it everywhere and it is barely made a dent in it. So I think that will last you a really long time. And it's just such a beautiful highlight. I love it with my whole entire heart. Also, another highlight formula that I just absolutely have fallen back in love with and have been in love with for a few years now is OFRA. This is the OFRA All Glowed Up palette, and you know what? I use this almost every day in my life. This is an awesome palette. It gives you a ton of different undertones of different highlighters that you can use. The thing about OFRA highlighters is, of almost every highlighter I've ever used, they are the most glowy. They give such a wet appearance to the skin. They are so bright and so shimmery and so shiny and so stunning that I just live for OFRA highlighters. They are so beautiful. I do not think you'll be disappointed with the formula. I can't imagine how you would be. This specific palette is awesome because it has Star Island, Blissful, Rodeo Drive, and Beverly Hills, which are all some of the most popular highlighters. I absolutely love Rodeo Drive and have mentioned this many times, but I've fallen in love with Blissful, which is right here. This one is very bright. This is Star Island, and Beverly Hills has a plethora of different shades in there for multiple skin tones or undertones or what you're looking for. It is truly gorgeous. It is such an awesome palette, and OFRA highlighters in general are just so beautiful and they give you that really wet sheen to the skin, and I just love them so much. Another highlighter that I've reached for a ton is the Bobbi Brown highlighting powder in Pink Glow. This one is so beautiful. It's very similar to the OFRA highlighters, but very similar in formula to the Amrezy highlighter in the way that it doesn't really have any fallout. It's just such a beautiful highlighter. I did not show you the demo of me using this one, but it is just a gorgeous wet sheen finish. It's so beautiful. It does have a bit of pink undertone to it in the most beautiful way. I just think that it is so stunning. So the Bobbi Brown Pink Glow is another beautiful highlight. So as far as lip liners and eyeliners go this year, I've been really addicted to one brand and one brand only for these, and that is the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencils. Now, I did not purchase these myself. I was actually sent an entire brush roll that was customized with my name on it from Makeup Forever, and it has all of the artist color pencils in it. Well, I also really love the Urban Decay Glide On Gel Liners, but we'll get to that. These Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencils come in a ton of different shades, and the formula of them is absolutely stunning. They can be used on the lips, on the eyes, they can be used as eyeliner, they can be used anywhere on the face, and I've used them everywhere on the face. And they're just such a great product. I love them so much. I love the tones of what they've done. I really love the completely sepia color, which is right here. This is a beautiful lip liner. I am wearing it today. It's just a nice, soft, gives you a little bit of definition. There are many different shades that I use a ton in here. I tend to gear more towards this section right here, which is like the nudes, and I use them as lip liners. They just have a beautiful pigmentation and formulation for the face. I just think they're so lovely. And the fact that they sent me all of these means they're always really accessible to me. Would I have been able to afford all of these without them sending them? No, but I would buy a few of them over again, which does tell me that they are a great product, because if it's something you'll continue repurchasing, that's a good sign. If you aren't interested in getting the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencils, the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencils are a great option as well. They have a lot of really cool colors in these. I love the formula. They have such a nice creamy texture. They're really pigmented in the way that if you pick one out that's like this color, let's say, which is the shade Overdrive, it just works really well. It's so creamy. It doesn't tug or pull on the eyes at all. I just find them to be such a beautiful formula. I really like them a lot. Again, like I said said earlier, the LA Girl Glide On Gel Liners are so amazing as well. They have one of the best formulas out there because they glide on. They really do. They just right on, and they are so super pigmented. So I love those as well. For brows, I have two brow products that I'm going to mention. I don't think these will come as a surprise to any of you. The first being the MAC Shape and Shade Brow Pen. This is the pretty much only brow product that I used in 2018. This is such a beautiful brow product. It has a gentle amount of pigment to it, so you're not going to overdo it. You're able to get a really nice defined eyebrow and make hair strokes with it, but it's not overly pigmented, so you're not going to go too crazy with it. I just find that it works really, really well. It does have two sides, so one side's a pen, the other side's a powder that you kind of just buff in. I do not ever use that side. I just use the pen side, and I've been using these for like months and months and months. I had zero issue with them running out. All the pigment's still in there. I've been using these for like, I would say a minimum of 6 months, and I'm still super obsessed with these. They have a beautiful amount of product inside the pen, and I have not had any issues. Not a single one has run out of pigment yet. As far as another brow product, the Benefit Brow Contour Pro is a really cool and innovative idea. This is what it looks like here. The top looks like those old pens where you click down and then your product comes out of the tip, and it's neat because you can click another color and then you get a different color each time. So you have your highlight shades, your deepening shades, you have your medium brow shades, and it's just so neat because you get a plethora of different colored eyebrows that you can have. So you can do the front of your brows with this shade here. You can darken the tail here. You can highlight under the brow with these two. And it's just a really neat idea. You click whatever color you want, and then you twist it up to get more product out of it. It's got a really fine tip, so it's like the Precisely My Brow Pencil, but you just get more options with it. I really think this is a really neat, innovative idea, and I do end up reaching for it quite often. If I'm gonna do fake freckles, I really like it too because you have two different colors. A lot of fake freckles are done with just one color, but the majority of real freckles are actually a plethora of different shades. So I find this really helpful when I wanna do faux freckles. It's a really good product. I like this a lot, but I definitely reach for my MAC Shape and Shade way more often. For setting the eyebrow hairs in place, I use only one product, and that is the Glossier Boy Brow. This is a product, again, was recommended to me by Samantha Ravindal, and since I started using this, I haven't reached for anything else. I use the color brown, and it just defines the hairs, but also keeps them in place. They do stay in place with this product. I've had no issues with my brows coming off or anything kind of smudging off throughout the day. I just think it's a great product. It defines the hairs. It's not some crazy thing, but this has lasted me almost half the year, maybe even more. I was using the Gimme Brow by Benefit for a really long time, and while I like that as well, I like this one from Glossier more. I feel like it has a better hold to it, whereas the Gimme Brow is a little more of a soft hold. This is more like a medium to firm hold, but not crunchy. And the final products that I'm going to mention are going to be of no surprise to any of you. That is this lip combo. I love a good nude lip. It is my everyday. I love glossy lips. I don't like matte. I just want everything to look really hydrated and plump and glossy and super glowy, and that's just what I like, okay? Maybe next year it'll be completely different, but you know, this is who I am today, and this is about who I am today, and I don't really want to hear another thing about it, okay? So my two most used lip products this year are the Bite Beauty Flat White Lip Gloss and Wet n Wild Mochalicious. The Bite Beauty Flat White Lip Gloss was also a recommendation from Samantha. Sam, what the hell is with you? Why are you so good at everything? You know what? It hurts a little bit. Actually, you gave this to me, Sam. If you're watching this, you gave this to me. And I still love it with my whole entire heart. I wish I had 50 of them. That's all I want. It's the most flattering nude on me. It is a light, creamy nude. But the cool thing about this is if you have a deeper skin tone than me, you have so many options. The French press lip glosses came out in a plethora of different nude shades, from perfect for my skin tone to deeper skin tones, medium, everything in between, because they are like a coffee scent. They have like a gentle coffee scent to them, which coffee's my shit. You guys know this about me. They are the most beautiful formula. They're very pigmented. The colors are absolutely stunning. This one in flat white is my favorite shade, but there are so many other shades out there that may work for you that you may like more than this one. The reason I like this is because it has a neutral, beautiful, kind of creamy beige undertone that to me is the perfect color on my lips. You may disagree, but you'd be wrong. The perfect center shade for my lips, and I believe I've mentioned this last year and the year before and every year before that, and I've been using this for years on end, is the Wet n Wild Mochalicious lipstick. Now, the reason that I love this so much is because what it does is it transforms the center of your lips to not being buttholey. Even with this gorgeous Bite Beauty lip gloss, I still get the butthole mouth. And that's because it just happens to the best of us. When you use a light nude lipstick or lip gloss, it gives you that center where you can see the line of demarcation between your skin color and the lip product. When I use Wet n Wild Mochalicious, which I will show you now, it cuts that away. It rids your lips of ever looking like you can see where the lip product stops and your lips begin. For me, it's got the perfect undertone to it. It's inexpensive. I think $2 or something. It's so inexpensive. Wet n Wild heard my pleas when I called it Christylicious in a video, and they sent me like 20 of them. I could literally cry 1,000 tears because I'll never run out of Mocha Lashes. It is truly the most beautiful, most amazing lipstick to transform any nude lip into not looking overly nude. It takes the center and it just darkens it up a bit to where, on me at least, I think it's just perfect. It takes away all the buttholiness. And another favorite lip gloss this year, which I actually don't have in front of me, but I'll try to find a clip of me putting it on so that I can insert it here so you guys can see the application process, is the Glossier Gloss. This is a game changer. If you are looking for, and I quote myself, the glossiest gloss of all glosses, that is the Glossier Gloss. It is wet, slick. It looks like you just licked your lips with the slipperiest of slopples. That's a hideous description for the most beautiful gloss ever. It has a slight pink tinge to it, but it does come off on the lips clear. It is just gorgeous in every way, shape, and form. It's the juiciest, and it has such an interesting texture. It is like the stickiest and the least sticky at the same time. I can't even describe it. It's like soft and glidey, but also like thick like honey. I can't describe it. It's the most unique formula, but it lasts on the lips. It does sometimes give me that white ring of like glumbeliness, you know what I'm talking about? It's not like butthole lips, but it's like the white ring. You know what I'm talking about when you get with lip glosses? It sometimes gives me that, it sometimes doesn't. I don't know. But if you take any lip product and you just put a little Glossier gloss on the top, bitch, you won't even know what hit you. It is the most beautiful, most gorgeous lip gloss that exists. I'm gonna relax about this lip gloss because it's literally a friggin' ass gloss. And the final product that I'm gonna talk about is the Catrice Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Setting Spray. This is my setting spray of 2018. Now, last year, I believe I mentioned the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray that I was a huge fan. I still am. It is an absolutely gorgeous setting spray. It does have a fine mist of glitter in it, which sounds off-putting, but it is not, I promise you that. It makes your skin look so illuminated and gorgeous, but today we are going to reflect on just this one, and this is the Catrice Prime and Fine Dewy Glow. This is such a gorgeous setting spray. It leaves your skin looking as dewy as can be. If you overly powder your face, spray it with a little bit of this and you will be good to go. It is truly beautiful. You wouldn't really notice it from looking at it through the container, but if you look up through the bottom, you can see that it does have actual like pearlized pigment inside of it. Shake it up really good, spray the shit out of your face, and you will not be disappointed. It is such a beautiful, transformative setting spray. The bottle is really small. I wish they would double it, at least in size, because you go through it so fast, and this shit is always sold out. So if you do see it for sale, get this. Sometimes people are tweeting me, showing me like, Christy, I got the Catrice setting spray, and it's not this one. It's one that's in like a blue bottle. You want the Prime and Fine Dewy Glow setting spray, not the other one. This one is just, it's on a leg of its own. It is a beautiful setting spray. I don't necessarily find maybe that it makes my makeup last super long, but it transforms the appearance of it when you first spray it on. It just makes such a huge difference. It's beautiful and it's inexpensive. Catrice is a really affordable brand, and I think you can get it at Ulta. I will have everything that I've discussed in this video linked very clearly in the description down below. I will have it linked out via category, so it'll be like skin, concealer, lips, you know, so that you don't have to go searching crazily. Some of the links that I use down below may be affiliate links, meaning if you do click on that link and purchase it through that link, I may make a commission off of that link. I will mark everything clearly with an asterisk before every affiliate link or commission link, is whatever you want to call them. I also have a little disclaimer in the bottom that does state that that is the case. Anything that I will make a small commission on will be marked clearly down below if you feel weird about that. I don't think you should because it doesn't charge you anymore, but if you feel weird about it, you can just Google the product separately and purchase it through your own Google link, and it won't be through an affiliate link. Either way, I just wanted to be very clear about that and let you guys know that is a finished video. These are my most reached for products in 2018. If we are standing in a store right now and you were looking at me and you were like, what do you recommend? These are the products I would recommend to you. It's kind of a good mixture between drugstore and high-end as well, that we all have very different skin types, we have different skin tones, and we all have different wants and needs when it comes to cosmetics. I think that for myself personally, these are the things that I gear towards because they fit the needs of what I'm looking for when it comes to cosmetics. I'm looking for dewy, I'm looking for illuminating, I'm looking for ease of use and certain color combos that you may not necessarily love as much as me. So remember that we all like different things. If I make a recommendation and it doesn't work for you, that doesn't mean I'm lying. It just means that maybe you like something different than me. I take a lot of recommendations from YouTubers and I'm disappointed sometimes because I just find that the products don't work for me the same that they work for them. And that's the beauty of everybody being different, is that shit works differently for all of us. Keep that in mind when I make these recommendations, but if you guys have liked other things I've recommended in the past, maybe these will also be some of those products. Ooh, I've just talked a lot and my voice is going away. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You guys can also follow me on all my other social media stuff. Everything is Raw Beauty Christy. Those are Instagram and Twitter. And I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you at my next video. Bye! Hey guys. Hey guys, so today's video is actually going to be my favorite, not actually. Why is it actually going to be? It just is. Hey guys, so but the most ones. Both of those are Raw Beauty Christy on both, and both of those are on both. If you have not seen, it is so windy outside. It sounds like the house is gonna blow over. I hate the people who live in my town. Now, Makeup Greek, fuck. She said, coming out with this in a retractable format, so there's no more OFRA is an Instagram and I love a good matte. What? No, I don't. It is a gorgeous. That is the finished video. These are my most reached for products in